Prepare to read. Dan had a plan. Genre study. Realistic fiction stories are made up but could happen in real life. Look for characters who have problems that real people might have, places that seem real. Set a purpose. Read to understand events in the beginning, middle, and end. Look for details in the words and pictures to help you. Retell the events in your own words. Power words. Mess. Market. Sell. Help. Neighbors. Set.
Mess. If something is a mess, it is not neat. I cleaned up the mess in my room. Market. A market is a place where people can buy things. We go to the market to buy food. Sell. When you sell something, you give it to someone who gives you money for it. I get some money when I sell things. Help. When you help, you make it easier for someone to do something. I help my dad do the dishes. Neighbors. Your neighbors are the people who live near you. We talk to the neighbors we see next door. Set. When you set something up, you make it so that it is useful. Let's set up tables for the party.
Meet Wong Herbert Yi.
Wong Herbert Yi grew up with 4 sisters and 2 brothers. Their parents owned a restaurant, and all the children helped out. But there was time for fun, too. Mr. Yi spent most of his free time catching crickets, climbing trees, and playing baseball. He also liked to draw, and when he grew up, he studied art. Later, he began to write and illustrate his own books. His favorite one is Fireman Small. Dan Had a Plan by Wong Herbert Yi. Hi, Dan, said Kim. Can you see my bugs and bats? I see a big mess, said Dan. We will go to the farmer's market. We will sell the bugs and bats. The money is for new library books. I like bugs and bats, said Dan. I like books. Can I help? You are too little, said Kim. Dad and the neighbors set up. Hi, kids, said Dad. Hi, Sam, said Dan. Hi, said Sam. Can I buy a bat? Did you see the big sign? Asked Dan. Dan had a plan. We can help, said Dan. Help the library. Buy a bug, said Dan. Buy a bat, said Sam. Help the library. Is it good? Asked Tim. It is great, said Sam. Tim ran to buy a bat. Can I buy a bug? Asked Pam. You can, said Dan. Help the library. Many neighbors had bugs and bats. Kim had the last one. Dan was sad. You are little, said Kim. You are a big help, too. The new books are at the library. We did it, said Dan and Sam.
Turn and talk. Use details from Dan Had a Plan to answer these questions with a partner. 1. Retell. Tell the story in your own words. Tell the main things that happened first, next, and last. 2. How does Kim feel about Dan at the end of the story? Why? Listening tip. Look at your partner. Show that you are interested in what your partner says.